Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to download and install the latest NetGuard for a Windows operating system. Right, so the first thing you've got to do is go and open the browser. So let's go and do that. Alright, so I've opened the browser, in my case it's Google Chrome. So the first thing we've got to do is go to the PowerShell website. So let's go and do that. Right, this is the homepage of the PowerShell website. So the thing you have to do first is go across the top of these buttons along here until you get to the support page, and then come down where it says download area and left click on the download area. So let's go and do that. Right, once you're in the download area, just locate the NetGuard for Windows. In this case, the latest NetGuard for Windows is this guy here. So let's go and do that by left clicking on him. Alright, I'm now downloading NetGuard for Windows, and you can see it down here in this taskbar. Now, because it will take a little bit of time to download, I'll just pause the video and come back when it's almost finished. Actually, while we're waiting for the software to download, it is very important to note that it is quite crucial that you have your Windows operating system up to date. So please check that if you have any updates that require to be done or you're not current, please update your Windows operating system. That goes in a long way of sorting out a lot of the issues with NetGuard. Okay, now we're just coming up on the end of the download, so I've rejoined the video, and we're on 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 seconds. Okay, and we're done. Okay, so once you've downloaded, you'll be greeted by this little message here in the taskbar asking you, do you want to discard or do you want to keep it? Well, because we want to install NetGuard for Windows, we want to keep it. So let's just go over here, left click on this little arrow and select keep. Once you've done that, then you re-click this arrow, and this time we want to open it. So let's left clicked on him. So we'll do that. Now I'll just drop the browser in the background. So put him here. So now, in my case, my preferred extraction tool just pops up, and you'll have your own extraction tools on your system. But essentially all I need to do here is to left click on the install app for NetGuard. So I'll do that by clicking on him. Okay. And that will start the extraction process. So we'll just wait for that. So Install Anywhere is now preparing the install. So 50%, 70%, 75%, almost done. Okay, so Install Anywhere is almost done. Okay, now we've reached what I call the NetGuard Install Proper section. So basically the idea here is not to be too brave and just simply follow all the defaults. So the first question is, do we want English? In my case, it's okay, so I'll click OK. Then I'll be greeted by this introduction window, basically just telling me, do I want to install NetGuard? And I say yes, so let's click Next. So let's do that. Let's go with the default folder to load in so we don't run into problems with illegal file names for the folder section. So let's do that. Click that. Next. And let's start the install. So click Install. While that's happening, I can drop out of the extraction tool now because we're done with him. And just let NetGuard do its thing. As I said earlier, it is very important to make sure that your Windows operating system is up to date. So if you've let it go for a while, generally it's a pretty good idea to make sure that all your updates are current so that you don't get any surprises when installing NetGuard for the first time. Generally it's pretty good, but it's just good practice to keep your Windows system updated. Alright, so we're almost there with NetGuard. Alright, it's configuring the system, may take a moment. And we're done. So NetGuard is now installed on my Windows 7 operating system. So I'll click Done. Now, the moment I do that, you'll notice down here in the taskbar that NetGuard will install itself, an icon there, and it also installs an icon on the desktop. So I can just drag this guy down here, just so that you're aware that it's there. And the NetGuard message window will also pop up on the desktop, essentially telling you that communication has now been established between the USB port and the NetGuard and the PowerShield UPS. Now, you'll also notice that this icon has a little circle in there that recirculates round and round. If you see that recirculating, that's an indicator that communications is established with the PowerShield UPS, and that's confirmed by this message window saying communications is established. So let's go down to the icon in the taskbar, right click on it. You'll see the monitor started because the start monitor has been grayed out and it's been ticked. So all we need to do is left click on open monitor. So let's do that, and the default browser will open up. And I can go to full browser. There we go. And in this case, it is you're presented with the power flow through the UPS showing in this direction as indicated. And in this case, it's a PowerShield Safeguard 750 with 1 battery. So there you have it. Very easy installation process to download and install for Windows operating system. Thank you very much for watching this video.